baseball in general, we talk about pitchers a lot. I did kind of use a situational spot with the Monday game that we just discussed, but this is a horrific scheduling situation for Philadelphia. Dan Alexander's Philadelphia Phillies, and we'll talk more about this, I'm sure, today on the Monday Baseball Show and also Tuesday at 2 o'clock Eastern live here on WagerTalk TV. But the Phillies just had to, in my opinion, a ridiculous 2-game series in London. They don't play Friday. The Mets and Phillies play Saturday and Sunday. Now they travel back, probably traveled late last night. They're getting back today on Monday, and they have to go straight to Boston for 3 games and then straight to Baltimore after that. Now, the Mets do return home and have a home game. Probably not a great setup for them either. But the reason I want to fade the Phillies here particularly is because they have the best record in baseball. They're technically tied with the Yankees, but they've played 2 less games. So they have a .692 win percentage. That's not going to hold. They need to lose games at some point. We all know that. If there's ever maybe a sell sign, we started to see it the last couple of weeks. The Phillies kept winning. They had 7 hits or less in the majority of those games. Their offense has been cooling off. Now the distraction, the travel back and forth within 4 days to London for 2 spotlight games. This just has letdown written all over it. Wheeler's on the mound. He has been strong this year. Maybe the under is worth a look, too, if Wheeler pitches well. I just think the Phillies' offense is going to struggle. Phillies' team total under might be one way to play it. But I'd be very careful with the Philadelphia Phillies starting tomorrow and Tuesday and really this entire week. At some point they're going to cool off. And, boy, this sure looks like a good catalyst to make that happen.
So I was talking about this same concept on a radio show that I do down in South Florida about, hey, look, Philadelphia have to cool off sometime. They played and yet all they do is keep winning. I know they lost yesterday, but the Phillies off a loss have been money. I think they have the best record in baseball, the second best record in baseball off a loss this year, and they do have a day off to acclimate. And it's not like Fenway's been any good for the Red Sox in recent years. Any of that concern you here?
The other thing that's interesting about this, Teddy, though, is I've been going back and forth on this. It's an interleague game. It's not a normal National League park where they go every year. The last time they were in Fenway was 3 years ago in 2021. They played the games against the Red Sox at home last year. 2 ways to look at that. Maybe that gets them sparked up because it's another big venue that they don't normally go to. If the Phillies show well tomorrow, it might be even a better fade on Wednesday or Thursday. So we probably could just fade them all week and make money. I do think at some point they hit the ground. They could have a little bit of carryover tomorrow and Tuesday's game, especially with Wheeler on the mound and being in Fenway. Maybe that's enough to keep them awake. But I think if they do win tomorrow, this is one of those piggyback plays. You play against them tomorrow. If you don't win, you probably play against them on Wednesday and get it back. I just think this is the cool-off indicator we've been waiting for. And, yes, they keep winning, but the offense was not hitting the ball the last couple of weeks for the most part. Their pitching has been what's been getting them by. So that's another reason Phillies team total under could be worth a look, or the game under, because the Phillies pitching has been very good, and maybe the travel doesn't affect Wheeler as much because he didn't have to play.